Hey, okay, it's working. Yeah, I didn't know if the button was working. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Nerd a Day Reacts. I am your host, your doctor recommended dose of nerdiness, aka your Nerd a Day. And this. Oh, okay, sorry. Jesus. Is my lovely wife. I talk about her all the time. She never listens to the show, so it's fine. She would know that if she wasn't reading Smut
We have small children
and Smut
and a full-time job.
and Smut.
And you talk about this to me off screen all the time.
But I talk about you nice on camera.
I talk about you nice off camera.
Okay. I also talk about you nice off camera.
Is this a Fable reacts or a marital dispute?
It's both. This is we're gonna show our kids when they ask why we got divorced. So okay. So yeah, we're also shopping for groceries at the same time because we are full-time parents and it's 9:30 at night. And Target's out of everything apparently as we shop. But that's besides the point. So we are going to be reacting to the brand new Fable trailer. I will be reacting to the rest of the Xbox showcase probably at some point. That video will go up. I don't know, but I wanted to do Fable because it is a favorite game of ours in the household. It gets quoted quite often. So before we get into the trailer itself, I wanted to do a little history recap for both of us of not Albion, as you worried about earlier, but about our history with Fable. So we'll start with you. What how did you find Fable?
I honestly don't even remember. I think
You saw me getting
I
hyped for it,
either
right?
saw you playing it, or I know that my family like had played it, like the older ones. Like I remember, I think Jimmy playing it, or I know
Yeah,
my
you
uncle
did.
Mickey played it.
Yeah.
My family's a bunch of gamers, but we just like we're not like your typical like gotta get hyped for everything, know the developers, know all this stuff. I just like, ooh, pretty game, or ooh, cool game, and
Yeah.
I play
Zelda,
that.
yeah.
Like Zelda, Spyro, Ratchet and Clank,
Mm-hmm.
like a bunch of those like franchise games and some other things that I like to follow. But pretty much I just love the whole idea of like the open world and the like the melee fighting, but also you could develop your own like faction and you can go to the different towns and there's a lot of side stuff to do and it's just fun and
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. I
So,
think you may have saw me play 2, and then I
mm,
got into 3, and that's when we both took time. We were doing like our own Albion stories at the same time.
I stole 3.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. There's few games that like I don't get to play, which is fine. I'm not upset. Like Tears of the Kingdom, I'm not playing. You're playing.
You never even played Breath of the
I
Wild.
played a lot of Breath of the Wild. I just didn't get far in Breath of the Wild, which is
Yeah.
easy to do.
The Switch is mine.
It's all right. I said that because you were pregnant. All right.
Hmm, hmm.
Uh, and emotional. No. I'm not winning. Brownie points. Ow.
It'd be nice.
There's video footage of you hurting
They
me.
didn't see anything. You just said ow.
Okay. But yeah, my love. Yeah, I was gonna say it's funny that your Uncle Mickey said it because yeah, it's humor too, right? I feel like
It's
it's
funny.
funny as shit. I was gonna curse. I forgot 'cause that when I have hosts, or guest hosts, I can say whatever I want. That's the rule.
You can curse around me.
I know. I try to
You
keep it
feel
PG.
guilty?
No, I try to keep it PG-13 when it's like me alone. But when I have
Mhm.
guests, I don't give a shit.
You had your same
I
shit.
did. I did. It's funny because I'm usually talking to someone on the like on like
Uh-huh.
in Chicago, like Frank or wherever. Fucking there we go. There's my one.
I'm sorry. I'm
Harvest
also
from.
they don't have mac and cheese for the kids,
Oh
so
no, that one's not good anyway. To be fair,
all
the
right.
Annie's just get the craft.
Mm,
Um. So yeah, so with Fable for me, that was I don't know if I ever told you this story.
I don't think
It was
so.
my first purchase for the Xbox. I have a rule that when it comes to video game consoles, there must be at least 12 titles that I can purchase. Um,
Wait, huh? Say that again.
so yeah, when I was a kid, I've made a mistake with funny enough, Super Nintendo. As a very young kid, so I developed this thing where, and I could justify to my mom and her partner to be like, if I buy this, I will play games on it, because I didn't play a lot of Super Nintendo games. I had a Genesis and a Super
Oh
Nintendo
yeah,
at the
there
same
has to
time.
be at least 12. That makes sense.
So I
Okay.
focused, and I was a kid and limited money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as an adult, I have a PS5 and Xbox, and I can. There's Game Pass, which this will be on. But so that was my thing, and so I held off buying an Xbox until I knew there was 12 games I could buy and want
Mm-hmm.
for it. So I got the Xbox. It was right before Halo 2. So I definitely told this to Mario, at least on his Halo for everything. I got Halo. I pre-ordered Halo 2. I think I paid it off. Bought Halo 1. Bought Fable 1. And my Xbox. The
Mm-hmm.
original Xbox. The fucking giant black box thing.
I remember that.
Yeah. And
I think
you guys had that.
well that this is another thing. It's like growing
Mm.
up, like the communal, like that the Nintendo was my mom's,
Yeah.
and the first PlayStation was a gift from my mom. But then we had a break-in, and
Typical Philly. Yeah.
yeah, and we had gotten home. My mom was the only one with us, and me and Jimmy got home. So my everybody who knows me knows I was raised with my mom and her cousin bought a house together. So her son was basically like my brother growing up. So there's two parents and two kids, just untraditional,
Very untraditional.
family raising each other. But
Yeah.
it was awesome because, everybody kind of,
It was like Full House.
yeah, like we went along with the same like lifestyle stuff, like as far as like games and all of that. Like it was all supported.
Yeah, you guys all love like the same nerdy shit too. Like you guys like high fantasy,
Yeah.
which kind of works with Fable as well. Like you guys
Wh-
love all four of you love Zelda.
Yeah.
I got you all four to watch Firefly and Serenity.
Oh my
That
God,
was
yeah.
fun.
Well, then
That was the best
also,
Christmas morning ever.
like, and then all of like my mom did Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah,
and
she plays
like
D&D.
she
Yeah,
played D&D and she hosted it. I have always like she had that, and then I just started playing. So when we had the break-in and our first PlayStation got stolen, my uncle Mickey got me
a new
a new
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
And what did you guys? And you guys all played Final Fantasy, right? Too,
Yeah, I think I started with 7.
like most people. Yeah.
Yeah, and mainly just because of the age too, like
Mhm.
where I was, and this game was really cool. That's when I jumped
It's
in.
we were talking about it on Chaos. No, I was leading to Chaos Bringers,
Yeah.
but that we talked about that in our first episode. That like we're all similar in age. I think me and
Yeah.
Harv are older than Frank, but we all found our way to like RPGs because of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, like Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 7. God, I remember spending like hours rearranging my materia. Like I would just
That's
play and
Yeah.
do all sorts of stuff, and it was hard for me at that age, but I loved it. And so, but just like having all of these systems that were grouped, but then as we got a little bit older, this is kind of where I was leading to with like what I played in my like teenage years, was because most of the game systems were then Jimmy's
Yeah.
or something like that. Like we didn't really buy like household game systems as much anymore, except for like the Nintendo that my mom wanted to play. Like that's why I played Earthbound, because I saw my mom playing it and fell in love with it. And same with Zelda. And then when Ocarina of Time came out, I was like I feel like old enough to really like do it on my own. And started playing that. So like Fable, I probably would have gotten into it earlier had I had my own system.
Yeah, you kind of fell off a little bit in
Well, also
too.
like
you came back to it like once we started dating.
I was also very like
you were going out a lot.
working and out with my friends.
Yeah, you were
like,
working from a young age too.
Yeah, and my friends from high school who like I still keep in touch with, but just not.
Yeah, you guys would go out like every weekend, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
all weekend. And like Candace, she would like she worked, and I think Ming worked for his parents. So when we went out, we didn't even get to go out till like
10,
later.
yeah.
Yeah, when they were done work. So we would get home at like 2 a.m. So I kind of like stopped playing video games for a while, but then when we got together, like your interest in it and then like us buying the systems together kind of like got me back into it. So that's when we started playing
Yeah, my favorite
Halo,
weekend.
Zelda.
Yeah, Halo and stuff. Yeah, we played a lot of Halo together.
Yeah.
Funny enough. It's easier on legendary if you just run forward and be the bullet sponge and I save
Yeah,
you.
that's pretty
that's
much what
that's
happened.
how it was.
I like respawned because I just
Yeah,
sacrificed myself.
I kept like pushing forward because you kept dying. I was like, yeah, this is perfect.
It was really fun though, and I got
No,
better.
you
I'm
did,
just
yeah.
not your classic like gamer that's like really good at combinations and fighting games.
Sorry, I just
I'm
realized I
like
had an egg roll thing from like 2 weeks ago.
I'm
Sorry.
also like
Yeah,
half paying attention because
yeah, because you're shopping.
I did the shipped order, and all of a
Ship does
sudden
not sponsor us. They should though.
they don't. I would love if they did.
Or Stokes for coffee.
Oh man, I
Starbucks, like anything that's like adult. Like I mean, I'd be cool with beer and stuff, but like Zenny, you know, because we both have wearing our
oh
Zenny glasses.
Zenny.
I do
I have
I
like
do have a special code.
two more
All right,
pairs
yeah,
over
anyway.
there. Sorry.
Yeah, I
digress.
joked. I
Mac
joked.
and cheese
Mac and cheese, craft.
secured.
Okay, good. This is already like a mess. We're only 10 minutes in.
I love it. That's us.
Yeah,
We are a
that's
mess.
true. So yeah, I always joked around. I joked around on here too. I think I might mention on here that I fell in love with you because you said you loved Zelda. The first time we met, well, the second time we met.
We're not having. You already said it's a mess. We're not having that fight in the middle of.
No. Listen, it's my show. I'm
Linda.
Right. So that time we met, whatever number.
That was my graduation party.
Yes.
And from high school, and there was this like cute chunky kid standing there eating like taco dip, and I was like, and we started talking about Zelda, and I was like, I'm gonna make babies with that one.
I had the same thing in my head, but it was you. You had a low cut top, and I am and I'm a boy. I mean, they're still there. Like, oh, okay, sorry. All right. But yeah, so yeah, Fable. I fell in love with. That was my first game. I bought Fable 2. They're not there. I was joking. You got all self conscious.
I'm just gonna flash your viewers.
I did.
That's all.
It gets the numbers. Yeah, I don't care. So yeah, I bought 2. I love 2 a lot. I just didn't like the menu system, but I love the story. I love getting a dog. That was another thing that sold you too, is getting a dog.
For any of you who don't know me, I am a veterinary nurse, and yeah.
So yeah.
I think I got really offended when you found out that like the dog could get hurt.
Yeah, you got upset.
I got upset because I heard the squeal.
Yeah, and then when it ended, spoilers for Fable 2, that doesn't even matter anymore because it's a brand new universe. But yeah, he dies at the end, and then there's an expansion where you could like sacrifice people to bring him back. I was like, I will murder everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah, so Sir Stashington, because we named him after our dog, and then Fable 3 came out and you got into it, which with a young Michael Fassbender.
Oh, I forgot that was him.
Fassbender is the bad guy, the king.
I completely forgot.
Which is not
about
really
that.
the bad guy. But 3 is like your favorite, right? It's like one of your favorite games of all time.
Yeah, I really love that game.
We quote the gargoyles.
Oh my god.
All the time.
No, the gargoyles were and still are probably one of my absolute favorite parts of that game. And I'm so easily amused and I'm so dumb. Yeah. Funny. Like that the excuse me, do you have the time to get stuffed?
We still say that to each other. Like, or come here, little doggy.
Come over here and die. Like all of it. The gargoyles were so funny, and some of them were so frustrating.
Because they taunt you the whole time as you're like looking for them.
I know, and I'm like, where are they? But those are the kind of games that I really like, is like the humor, but it's not like outright funny. Like you're not sitting there like cracking up. It's not a comedy show, but it's just like just funny enough, just serious enough.
Yeah, there's some serious stakes that happen in 3 too, and it gets overshadowed, I think, quite often too. I love
that like almost like Soul Bridge kind of thing where you'd have to like go.
Oh, as you leveled up.
Leveled up toward like you would get towards the gates and.
That version of the level up system, I thought that was pretty cool in 3. I liked a lot of the menus and mechanics of 3. I just prefer the story of 2.
Yeah, and I tried to go back and play it after I fell in love with 3 so much, but I just struggled backtracking to the graphics from before.
Yeah, it's ever so slightly worse, but it's not even.
at the
No, at the
time,
time it
it
was
was way
significant.
worse.
Also, the menus are
Hmm.
so cumbersome and so horrible.
Yeah.
Fable's a weird series too. Just to talk about the brief history of it real quick, like the guy who created it, Peter Molyneux, is known to just like he is genius and he's brilliant, but like oversell his products. Every product he's ever done, Spore, Black and White, like Fable, like he's promises too much and never delivers, and that's always been an issue with Fable from all the series. Like so, Lionhead is no longer with us. So we have 1, 2, and 3. There was a Connect game which I think we tried to demo because we had a Connect back in the day, and neither of us liked it. It was horrible. And then there was that Tactics S like
That
asymmetry
that broke my heart. That killed me
that didn't even
because
do that great. Yeah.
they didn't even announce that that's what it was going to be right off the bat. So here I am, like a diehard fan of Fable 3, and I do like the story of 2. I just went back and watched it on, like, I don't know, IGN or one of the like recap
Yeah.
videos. And
Even 1, 2 with the Jack of Spades or
yeah,
the
like we
Jack of all
watched
trades.
it.
So,
We
yeah.
went back and watched a recap
Hmm.
of them, and then I played 3 probably like 6 times. Um and then I was like waiting and waiting and waiting, and then you just see, I don't know.
Whatever
I
E3
think
conference.
E3
It was
still.
E3. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Rest in peace.
you just see this like Fable across the top, and you're like, and like I got
Yeah.
so excited and so excited, and then they said nothing about it, and then that took forever to get anything announced about it, and then it was like, oh, it's gonna be like a tactic game,
Yeah, like you get
and
to be the dungeon master, like
I
the
just like
evil. Yeah, and I think
like
some people played it and it wasn't great. It literally like I don't. I think it technically got released and then it got pulled like right away, and then Lionhead got like dismantled
yeah,
by
and
the old
I
guard.
was like my heart was like,
Yeah,
and then I tried playing because it's very similar, something that I like the game style to me was incredibly similar. Um
Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning.
Amalur. I couldn't
Yeah,
even remember if it was like Alamar or Amalur, but yeah, the
that's
Kingdoms game.
re-released by the way, and I have
It
it.
is,
If
and
you,
it's
I don't know if you want to try it.
that I really, really liked.
You put some time into it. Yeah.
Yeah, a good bit. It just got really repetitive. Like Fable
Hmm.
kept it concise enough where it was like still fun. Like
Hmm.
some of the missions were similar and some of the towns were kind of like, you know, you could like lather, rinse, repeat some of the stuff, or some of the side missions were like you did this in this town, but you also did the same in the next town, whatever,
Hmm.
and that's fine. But the kingdoms of Amalur, that was like
They didn't
every,
scratch your itch.
it was like everywhere you go, it was like you had to do the same thing. It's like or find something in a cave. I don't know if it was like 5
Yeah,
things
yeah.
or 5 whatever,
And then you can move
and
on.
then you can move on. But it was like every cave, it was the same thing. And after like the 7th one, I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do the same thing this entire game. So it was like it could have been very Fable-esque and what I needed, but then it just got too tedious.
Yeah,
And we didn't have kids, so for me to get bored with that
fair.
was pretty bad. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could
that's
like
true.
chug through. I mean, I'm 50, 60 hours into Tears of the Kingdom, and I have
Yeah, about
done
70 now.
one main story quest.
Yeah, but you're
I have
loving it, yeah.
my side missions are full. My map is covered. I'm starting in the depths. I'm having a ball.
But MLR, yeah, it never clicked,
But
I
like
think.
that, for that to be tedious to me, it's bad.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's a little brief history and things like that for that. But I don't know. You've seen. I mean, I'm not a big racing game fan, but you've seen me play for Forza Horizon. You know, like I think the most recent one was 5. Was right. You start off like in with the new Bronco, and they just airdrop you like
Mm-hmm.
Fast and Furious style. And I
Mm-hmm.
told you, I was like, yo, what the hell am I doing?
Which we're
Yo,
watching
yeah,
after
we'll
this.
watch after
I'm
this. Yeah,
so excited.
while this is editing, yeah.
I am.
Yes, you're excited. I'm also excited too. It's
I don't
certain
care
things.
if it had
I
a
know.
0.2% on Rotten
I know.
Tomatoes.
I know. I know.
I love those movies.
But that team is the team working on it. So a lot of people are really excited because of how beautiful Horizon is. They just have never made an RPG,
I'm just
and they make racing games.
I'm just a little, I guess my biggest fears of watching this are that because it's a whole different set.
Yeah,
That
I think a lot of people are worried because it's a new studio. It's not Lionhead, but I
yeah,
don't know. The Forza Horizon team, Playground Games, they make really good games.
like
I'm
good
being
games
interested.
or beautiful games or both.
Both actually. Like
Okay.
it's just there happen to be racing games. This is their first
Yeah.
RPG, and I think it's You'll see the trailer. I think it's going to
Mhm.
be good. I think you're going to like it. But I will say this is what Microsoft had to say before we do some video editing and we switch places so you watch it.
What does it mean to be a
Um, yeah,
hero?
what does it mean to be a hero? Well, in fairy tale land of Albion, that is entirely up to you. With a dark threat looming in the world where your reputation precedes you, your choices will change Albion forever.
I'm trying so hard not to yawn. I'm so
That's fine.
sorry.
But yeah.
I guess okay, my biggest fears before we see this, besides it not being like true to what I'm used to,
Mm-hmm.
is that they may make it too complicated for me. So that's something that tends to happen as games mature or like age in general, is like every game gets so complicated, and my brain really struggles with like combinations and stuff that gets entirely too complicated. Like, for example, like Tears of the Kingdom, the way that you can attach things to arrows, like I can do that, or I could block with my shield.
Yeah, it's
Like I
like you
can't
can't do both of the things.
flip from two things. That's why I've never been great at like the fighting games, because my brain does not like combo. I'm a button masher,
Well,
and
listen,
that's just
man.
like it.
Listen,
So
next week is Father's Day. If you want to get me Street Fighter 6 and I can teach you, or we can have Chris Rumble Pack teach
you
you.
will not teach me. I will
There's
mash them buttons.
it's
You know better.
well, what I was getting to
We've been married for 14 years, together for
18,
18, almost
yeah.
19. Sorry, it takes
No, it's gonna be 18
it'll
this year. 2005.
19. I thought, oh, yeah, well, whatever. It's a long time. Like, and I just don't feel like that is something that is gonna
Well, no, I
change
was
for
making that
me.
joke only because like Street Fighter 6 is a game that has a lot of
Mhm,
accessibility options,
mhm.
and that's a big thing. If you see me play like Horizon and
I need a handicap.
well, no,
I
I know,
do.
I know, but that's a good thing. I know there a lot of the accessibility stuff is made for people to enjoy the game more, whether it be easy mode, whether it be
Yeah,
in Horizon. Like what I use for accessibility is the auto pickup, so I don't have to think about that when I'm like in the middle
mhm.
of like 4 fights of like things because
Like
it's
picking up the
true.
stuff.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
true.
on the ground.
It's some of it gets tedious, but some of that stuff is there, for people who have trouble. Like there's a color blindness and all that stuff. But
Hmm.
there's switches in games now that can help even just normal people
See, I
that don't
love
want to
that.
do that. Like,
I love that
and
because
I
I just
mentioned
am
that
not.
with Street Fighter because if you look, I have an Xbox controller here. Like if with Street Fighter, I'm sure Fable will
Yeah.
do the same thing. If you hit this, that's the Hadouken. If you hit this and right, that's the Shoryuken. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and I think
it's
that would
like
be
a
good for
Smash
me,
Brothers control style.
because I just like, no matter how many times, like for how many years I've been playing and how many years I've loved playing video games. Like I have like Zelda tattoos everywhere.
We're
Like
both showing ours by
I know.
accident. Yeah.
And it's something that it means a lot to me. Number one, I like played it with my mom, which she's just like my favorite person in the universe.
She's okay.
Um,
She doesn't watch this. She supports it,
that's
but she
because she
doesn't watch
doesn't know
it.
how to YouTube
That's fair.
or anything.
She's like, I'm so happy for you. I don't know how to do
And she's like, I don't know. I'm so happy, but I don't really understand what you're doing. Number one biggest fan, I think, even if she doesn't watch it.
Exactly.
But that was important to me. But like, as things got
It
more
is complicated.
complicated, like no matter how many years I've been doing it, I have not been able to remember what buttons are what between a
Yeah.
PlayStation and Xbox. Or like even when I've been playing, like I'm thinking right now, I don't even know what buttons I'm using on the Pro controller,
Gotcha. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I don't even know what letters they are, because I don't care. My
Mm-hmm.
brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And like I have like great fight or flight and emergency response. Like I don't, that way. But then video games, I can't remember what three buttons I have to press to do what. And so I get really concerned when they make new games in
Yeah.
the worlds that I love, because I am so afraid I'm not gonna be able to
I
play
do remember the
it.
bro, like all the bro guys were like, "Yo, I don't understand. Like Fable's like, it's too easy to do stuff. It's too easy to use magic." I'm like,
That's
not
because it's
every
for me.
yeah, I was like, not everything needs to be like Elden Ring or
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm not even shitting on people who play Elden Ring. I played Liza P demo for like 3 hours and just
Gigi's been telling me, or was it Elden Ring
yeah.
that everyone's been telling me? G and Uncle Mickey been telling me to play that.
You to play it?
Everyone.
Oh.
Yeah. Why?
No, I'm just for you to play it or for me to play it.
Both. Well,
I
G
get
said for
frustrated.
you to play it
Okay,
because of you doing all of this.
listen, if
Uncle
anyone
Mickey said me because he thinks I
if
like it.
anyone wants to buy it, I have a better computer now, and Steam is always on sale. So if Giacomo wants to buy it, he's more than welcome to.
No, so what is it like? I don't even. Well,
Well, no, yeah, just I mean,
we could.
like not every game has to be like that. I remember all the bros
Is it really
being
really
like easy.
complicated?
What?
Elden Ring.
It's like those Soulsborne games. Like they're hard to be hard.
What's that?
Definitely.
See, I don't detail well.
Yeah,
And
that's
this
fair.
is one of the reasons that I don't like know developers and things like that.
Yeah.
I just like enjoy what I enjoy. And I don't give zero fucks like about it. I don't feel bad about not being somebody who thinks like that. Well, there's some people who are always like, "Oh, are you really a fan if you don't know?" Like, yeah,
Nah, it's
I
not that.
am.
Yeah, that's a good thing about gaming now is a lot of those toxic people are just on parlor. Uh, no,
um,
no, it's a better time in gaming, which is easier and
yeah,
stuff.
it's
It's
more
like,
inclusive
yeah,
because I do like
I mean, literally,
love
there's
these
a
games.
accessibility showcase for even people who just can't play video games. I love you as well.
I'm tired.
All right, so where you want to sit here to watch the trailer, or you're good right there because it'll be right here. It's up
I'm
to you.
so stressed. Okay.
You want to change seats, or are you good?
Let me answer this text from the ship shopper, and
Okay.
we'll get ready.
And then yeah, you got to put
Oh,
those
it
on.
sounds like
Oh, that's kind of perfect because we're gonna be
okay.
done this.
Good.
I don't. There's. It's so brief that I don't think we're gonna get too much out of it. So let's transition
That's
over
fine.
here.
I'm really stressed because I want this to be good.
It needs to be good. It really. I mean,
And
and not just from
what
a
am I gonna
Fable
get
sound.
from this? Like this?
Yeah, and not just from a Fable standpoint. It needs to be good from a.
I don't want it to mush my hair.
I think you're wearing it backwards.
Well, Linda,
All right. There you go.
is there a difference?
Well, yeah, it's like surround sound. So like left is left, right is right. Right. You don't need to show everyone that we're old with your duck face.
We are old.
We are old. Okay, so this is her first reactions. I've watched it already.
I'm so stressed.
All right. I'll tell you who the actor is. You hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're finally doing this, are we? Because I was going to make a sandwich.
I missed the lion's
Okay.
head.
Let's do it.
Is that?
Yes.
What do I think about
This
heroes?
is in-game footage.
Well, we've all seen them, haven't we? Swanning about the place with their disproportionately high cheekbones and comically massive weapons.
Wanker.
Roughing up bandits, because they like to rough up bandits, don't they? Living it up with the common folk.
I like that
Every
they went with the female
single night.
It's
On a day-to-day basis, I'd say the true hero is me, someone who's breaking new ground with fruit, with veg, on the agricultural side of things.
Just look at them.
Not wafting around mythical creatures. And that's what they are. Wafters.
Yeah, well done.
You see, I'm not here to slay legendary beasts. I'm here to conquer the vegetable, not a euphemism. Let's face it, the age of heroes is over. This is the age of innovation. This, if you will, is the age of death.
That was very.
One moment. This is awkward.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going Jack and the Beanstalk style.
Oh,
That's it.
That's all we get. That's in game. That's in game. They're alright. So yeah, again, what does it mean to be a hero? You can take that off now if you want. And mute and play.
I'm worried.
Yeah. So again, what does it mean to be a hero? Well, in the fairy tale land of Albion, that's entirely up to you. Darklit glooming, not grooming. Yeah. So
Okay, I love him.
Richard Ayoade, yeah, from Night Watch, right? Is that the Ben Stiller, Jonah Hill with the aliens? He's an IT crowd. Yeah, he's a comedian. He's wonderful in everything he's in.
He also sounds like what's his face, a little bit like
Whacker.
Moana Crab.
Oh yes. Jermaine.
Oh yeah.
So that was all. This is all like in game. So what we see here, we see magic being used. We see a lot of the fights. This is in game
Kick a
footage.
chicken.
I heard kick a chicken, which I know that made you laugh. So the humor is there, especially him.
I'm afraid it's like that's all we've seen.
You know what's interesting?
And I didn't see like I want towns to explore. I mean, we're definitely out of steampunk era.
That's both of them, right? That's Richard Ayoade,
I think
and that's the hero.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I did not pick that up. This is like the now second time I've watched this, and I picked it up. So he's like, "Yo, what's up with this pumpkin?" So who's giant? Who's small? Is he small now? Does he survive his fight?
Or maybe he gets giantized after this because he was like working on vegetables, and you see the one get huge and like the beanstalk style.
Interesting, but no, because this is his house, right? Maybe he gets smaller. I'm assuming he gets smaller. So there's the castle. Yeah, the kick and chicken. There's some stuff in here like this looks reminiscent of the Fable 1 castle. There's gonna be an IGN video that's gonna probably be more intense than this. The guy looks like Fezzik from Princess Bride.
Mm-hmm.
Like
hello, lady.
Hello, lady.
There's a wolver.
There's a wolver, and I love this because watching this and then seeing in the fairy tale land of Albion. So this is actually a new. There's no history between the first three that we played previously, the previous Fable games. This is the new world of Albion. So is it going to be like what Playground Games wants to be like their representation of fairy tale stories with their twist, with that special Fable twist to it? Like this isn't necessarily Jack and the Beanstalk, but there's a beanstalk, there's a giant, you know what I mean? Like that that's where I'm kind of going with. Like, is this that sense of
this
that?
was just enough to make me anxious, but not make me feel any more until I see what this is going to be like. This isn't telling me anything what this is going to be like.
This is so little gameplay, and it technically does not break the thing that Microsoft said pre-direct, saying like, oh, they'll showcase, so like, hey, everything's going to have in-game footage. Like, all right, technically this does have in-game footage, but it's so minuscule and the rest is CG.
I mean, they're further along than I expected if they have any gameplay, which is
and
cool.
it looks wonderful.
It's beautiful. Like her,
it's absolutely gorgeous.
If her clothes are anything that I can like buy,
I'm sure.
I hope you can change the face like you could.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, we don't know any of those core mechanics. We know there's towns, obviously the castle, there's fighting. This is all in game. There's magic. Everything looks amazing. But this is Playground Games being able to redefine what a Fable game is, right? So what makes a Fable game a Fable game? Is it the humor is, I think, the biggest thing you need to hit. And I think in general, it hits it. I think it's perfectly done. The chicken, you laughed multiple times watching the trailer.
Here.
Oh, okay. And Richard Ayoade being cast as Dave, I think is perfectly British comedy. You know?
I don't want it to be too funny.
Yeah.
And I still want to be able to play.
Well, they did mention there's a darkness looming, but we don't see that. This is I think I would
not enough.
It's not enough.
Not enough.
This is the perfect teaser. This is the perfect teaser to set up some of the ideas of Albion.
This was just like it wasn't even it was like just a tickle. Like it wasn't even a good tease. I'm not excited. I'm stressed.
But yeah, and this also this fight is, I don't know, because I guess I played God of War Ragnarok recently. It just reminds me of Angrboda and her grandmother.
What was that other game that I really liked? God, it's been so long. It's like some sort of like demonic world.
Bayonetta?
No, of course I love Bayonetta. Yeah. That was like strictly like Demon Angel. No, more like
Darksiders?
Yes.
Like very Zelda-esque Darksiders.
Right. Yeah. And kind of like a little Zelda / Fable.
Yeah, like, it had humor. Yeah, it had a little bit. It was dark. It was like
I was fine with that.
Emo dark, but it was like fun.
It was fun, and I like games like that.
It was beautiful too, like in its own way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the cell shading and.
I'm worried. I'm worried.
It's funny. I'm really confident in this. I think this looks really good.
Well, you also know, like, I guess you have a little more faith. I just feel like I've been burned for so long.
Well, listen, I should be in the same boat as you because I mean we own an Xbox Series X. I have a better PC now, that can handle some PC games. I subscribe to Game Pass. Xbox needs to hit. I haven't seen the rest of the direct, but Greg said it was a 5 out of 5. Perfect. Like amazing, not perfect, but like
Wait,
an
what was?
amazing.
Like the rest of
The Xbox showcase.
I don't care about what other
No, I
games.
know, but
for me, I don't care.
True.
If they miss on this, they miss on everything, and
that's true. That's very true. So that's the
me.
unfortunate thing too is that this needs to hit alongside everything else. Like everything that Xbox has from coming out now needs to hit, or it's Xbox is not in a better shape. The system runs better. They're not cocky anymore, in that sense. I don't know if they even need the Activision Blizzard thing to go through. I kind of wanted to go through so this discourse and stuff, but this needs to hit.
That means.
Yeah, I know, but this needs to hit. Like this absolutely needs to hit, and this needs to be perfect. This can't. This needs to be, if you rate it, like most places have to rate it like an 8 or above for be like, yeah, this is it. They're back, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, this needs to hit. I'm just gonna look on the Twitter real quick just to see if there's anything we missed. No, there's literally 2 tweets, 2020 and now. That's it. Nothing in between. But yeah, a lot of people came up pretty positive of it.
I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah. But yeah, so you're cautiously optimistic, would you say, or just cautious? It's fine to say either or.
I think there's optimism in there. There's so few games that I can like
hang your hat on,
get really excited about anymore, just time limit wise. Like,
yeah, we both have.
I have a very busy job. Very, very busy job.
I have a mentally busy job.
Mine is like physical and mental, and then our kids are physically and mentally very busy.
I think everyone comes away from me doing this and playing games is like, how do you do it all? I was like, I don't sleep, but you need sleep. I don't.
Yeah, I'm yawning. I'm like dying right now.
Literally, yeah. I don't think you're making it through this movie.
Oh, we're not watching Fast 10 tonight. Married life.
Yeah, John Wick 4 then.
Good, so I can sleep while you watch, and then you tell me if it's good, and we'll watch it again tomorrow.
You already know it's good.
Exactly. So I think I just want it to be good. I just want to enjoy it. I want it to be what I've been waiting for.
I think that's fair.
And that's about it. Like I'll play. Like, okay, listen, if it's good and it's not, like, they obviously have
put time in,
and they've.
I think people were surprised that it was here.
Yeah, I don't know
because of the time they've been putting in. What from a casual gaming fan, and this being one of your favorite series, like one that you hang your hat on, what does Playground Games need to do next for their next showing of Fable? Because you're probably not going to see a new thing. I know there's another showcase this week for Xbox, but typically those are like where Paris from XCast will sit down with developers and show like 20 minutes of footage and call it in depth. I don't know if we'll get that with this specifically, or
like, what do I want to see to make me feel a little better?
Yeah. What would, if you were in charge of marketing and stuff, what would you do next?
Nobody would put me in charge of that. I'd be like, buy it, it's good.
Is your animal dying? I can save it. I have a unique skill set.
Or a human, apparently.
True, yeah, we've seen that multiple times.
No, but I think I would like to see a little less of just like the.
Like, do you? You're very tired. I did keep you up too.
The kids got up really early.
Do you want to see more of this looming darkness that they tease?
I just want to see a little bit more like
what
gameplay,
the base story and the gameplay.
Like, what does the menu look like? What can I do? What am I aiming for? Am I okay? Like. So
you want like more mechanics? Like what is the core?
Yeah, you don't have to tell me the story. Like, I don't really care. Gotcha. To be honest, like, the story obviously is important, but I don't really care that much.
They got you enough humor-wise in here to
It's a
satiate
chicken.
yes.
But like, what side quests am I gonna have option for? Like, do I have these like shit talking gremlins again or gnomes?
Yeah.
Like what?
That's what it was.
They were gnomes.
Yeah.
They were garden gnomes originally that got. I
There were
forget if they
gargoyles
got.
in 2, garden gnomes in 3.
Yeah, well, they were like garden gnomes that got.
Possessed.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah, by the darkness. Yeah, I think we come from it from 2. I do want to see mechanics. I do. I want like a 20-minute deep dive, like Paris really.
Oh, God, deep dive.
All right.
I'm sorry. It's just an overused term.
In your field or in general?
Column A, column B.
I do want like a 20-minute like Paris Lily like interviewing like, or like Snowbike Mike interviewing like the developers of
I know
Playground
who that
games.
is.
Yeah,
I'm
you
so
do.
proud of
Yeah, he's
myself.
always nice to me.
I love Kind of Funny.
Yeah.
I have been following them with you. It started with like him just listening to the podcast when I was in the car because we drive to work and enjoying that. We had a longer drive at the time since we were living a little further away, and then I'd like read, and he would listen to the podcast, and I found myself like putting my book down like or like laughing at some of the things, and then just it's been years since we've been following along since they went like morphed into the Kind of Funny that we know now, and getting into this side of gaming a little bit more. Like I'm never going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no offense, I'm never gonna watch your show routinely, and I would if we had more time.
Okay.
If this was like one of the things that I really was interested in, and
When the
could
divorce
focus-
papers come, remember that.
Fuck you.
Remember who stayed up late while to help you study?
Who got up early to watch your Gremlins while you slept in?
Okay, that's real life now. I'm talking about back then. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I would love to see like Mike and Gary and like Paris like sit down with Playground and just do like 20 minutes and show us like if you hit A, this is like I do want to see that, but I also want to see what this Looming Darkness is. I want to see what Playground's version of Albion is.
I mean, if you gave me like 5 minutes, not
Yeah.
just 2, I feel like I could have got more than that.
Yeah.
Like this was just like a monologue and a little bit of gameplay.
Here's some humor.
Yeah.
Here's very minimal gameplay.
And some graphs. Like it's gonna be
beautiful.
It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be beautiful. Here you go. Here's a couple
Yeah.
minutes. Like, but it's still gonna be an Albion. Like I didn't get more than that. I see it's coming. I see gameplay, so I know they're not lying to me. I see that it's not gonna be some shitty tactics thing that they're gonna like be like, oh, here, get super excited. I was playing with that. Give me that back.
Oh, okay. You just a fidget spinner. Right
I'm
here,
like a
huh?
cat. No, I want this. Sorry, my nose is running. I was yawning.
You should go catch it.
Dad jokes. That's usually me.
Fair.
We should do this again. This is fun.
Was it? Yeah. And then somehow you just take over my channel because you're way more popular than me. Now, when I tell you on social media to like tag this stuff, don't forget. I'll run you through it. Don't worry.
How about I give you my phone
Yes. Yeah.
and you tag yourself?
I've done it before. I'll do
I
it
know.
again.
And it's like he's always yelling at me to watch his show, and
I'm joking.
I'm like, dude, I didn't even pee by myself today. Like,
Not me. I'm the children. I'm
or
not-
the cats, or the dog.
cats, or the dog, or the stray we found. If
He's
you're in the
so
greater, no,
mad
I'm
at me
not.
about that.
I'm not. Just if you're in the greater
we were-
Philadelphia area, no, we're gonna cut the show now.
No. I'm
This
gonna
is
tell them.
43 minutes.
I'm gonna tell them it's fine. It's fine. We went to our kids' preschool graduation, and there was this cat trying to get in the door, and it's like this little cute thing that was recently spayed. It's like one of those like trap, neuter, release, and she kept running in front of cars and trying to get to people, and she's super sweet. So I like pet her, picked her up, whatever. We put her away, like moved her somewhere safer, and then I went in, and an hour later she was still there. So now she's in my daughter's spare. Oh, not the spare bedroom. She's in my daughter's room, and we've relocated my daughter and sharing with my son. So, yeah, if anybody wants a cat,
In the greater Philadelphia area, please hit me up. This needs to go away as quickly as possible. But yeah, all right. Till next time. I
oh,
love you
what could we do this
guys.
again? What games could we do next?
I already did Earthbound review. We should have did that.
We should have did that together.
We could do a
We got
meeting.
the Sword of Kings.
That's true. Yeah, we could do like another 30-40 minute deep dive on Earthbound. That's not a review. You just talk about how much we love and how much it means to us.
Mm-hmm. And eventually, I mean, I feel like, is Ratchet and Clank dead now? Like I'll play it.
You're still playing. I don't know.
I'm struggling with that one.
You're supposed to do the review
I know. I don't know.
after Tuesday, the last review for this channel.
I have
It'll
like
be
another
up and everything.
180 hours of the Tears of the Kingdom.
That's fair. Well, the more you put in that, I can't.
I didn't play for a week because all three of you were like puking and shitting.
Right.
I mean, you were all sick. Yeah. I'm the only one who wasn't. I didn't play video games for a week.
I know. I did apologize.
You don't have to apologize for being sick. I'm just saying. I have limited time.
That's right. That's right. All right. So for real, till next time, we love you. Oh, and if you're, happy Pride Month. And if you have, no, it's
you're
June.
what?
No, I was gonna say if you have shitty parents, we'll be your good parents.
We'll be your shitty parents.
But in other ways, we'll support you. But you gotta you gotta do the laundry.
Edit that part out.
No, we'll be your supportive shitty parents. You gotta do laundry, and you can't go out after 10. But we support your decision of who you want to live.
I kind of want to tell a story about Connor.
All right, no, we're not doing that. All right, I love you guys. Bye.